Alright, so this video is actually a pretty short one. I have two instances of OBS running, so this OBS that you're seeing right now is the example OBS because I'm covering how to run a replay if you end up running production for a live stream and you get a sick replay, you're using OBS for production rather than vMix, and you want to be able to get replays with it. This does require a bit of external software. Clipmaster by URZ Lab, so go to Clipmaster. Currently there is the build 12 version. I used this for a while. It works fine, but it isn't quite perfect. The preview page has preview 6, which is updated from about 10 months ago now. I think it's actually 8 months ago if I do math in my head. And it works quite a bit nicer because of a feature that was added within build 13 that I can cover in just a second. But when you're playing, what you're going to be using for your replays is this feature is built off of the replay buffer within OBS, because that's what the buffer was built for. It was built off of the idea that you want to capture these replays to edit at a later date and then be able to put into a highlight video of just these replays that are saved, right? That replay buffer, though, you can choose how many seconds. I found that 9 seconds works well for Counter-Strike. It might be a little bit different depending on the game, but 9 seconds is about the right point for Counter-Strike, where if something is longer than 9 seconds, you typically want to split it anyway because there's dead time in the middle. And if it's shorter than 9 seconds, then you can edit it down very quickly. So it works off your replay buffer, and this software actually watches your replay buffer. So if I were to plug in the keyboard I have with the bindings to save to my replay buffer and quickly save a replay, you can see it saved just in the bottom here. You can see it shows up as a clip. And this clip very simply is just 10 seconds of sitting on this screen with the song that I normally have playing on this scene muted because I have monitoring on for it. That goes to a system so that when I don't want to listen to it, I just turn it off. So I've done that for now. Let me actually turn studio mode on. And the way this works is I have a replay scene that has a replay video set to play the file that my replays for standard replays go under. And if I just hit browse, you can see I have a video saved here already. I have a pure black image, and then I have my two casters. And the reason I have that is because my two casters here have a camera feed, and they also have a microphone feed. So because I get camera and microphone from them, just so that I don't accidentally show their face full screen on stream, I put a black because it's much nicer to have a black frame than to have a just full face of someone for like a single frame. Don't want to jump scare anyone. But if we quickly show this, we can see that we have a replay going. I have monitoring set on for it, but it's going to a different audio device, so we aren't going to be hearing this replay, but we can see that we have a quick edited replay going through of a few different clips going through. This is actually an end of map replay, so it's quite a bit longer, includes quite a few rounds. I'm not going to show the entire thing, so we're just going to go back to the BRB screen I was on. What this software is good for is it lets you take this replay, and I can quickly say, well, actually, the only parts of this replay I want with hotkeys are here to here. So, you set the start and end quickly. Once you've done that, you can left click, set it, and now it's on your list of replays you want to push forward onto the file. You hit encode, it will use FFmpeg to build it, and then if you set it to use the OBS webhooks, you can actually set it to go to the scene automatically when you hit play through the replay, and then transfer out when the replay is finished. And that's what's really nice with build 13 is that the OBS webhook integration is functional, so that if you're running production with it, you can hit play. It has this timer for how long the replay video lasts, and as soon as it's over, it sends it back out. Purely off of the OBS webhook, which of course works off of WebSocket v5 as the ideal form. It also works off of WebSocket v4. Obviously, it works off of localhost, set it to the port you have it on, and your password. And then, of course, you need to, in advanced, in the WebSocket, or no, where is the, I forget where WebSocket is within here. Oh, right, it's under a tool, isn't it? WebSocket server settings, you need to enable it. You need to enable this port, generate a password for it. And of course, you can see that there is a remote address of the WebSocket running. And that's how that tool is functioning. But yeah, it's pretty simple. When running production, just watch for issues as you would normally. If you are at a point in the stream where you're comfortable with it, you see something cool that was captured, hit save, go through that. Now, if you just do these things, you'll play the replay and you'll have a minor issue. Your casters will be talking over your gameplay during the replay, so they won't be able to cast back over this. This, in my mind, is still worth it, but there is something we can do to make it a little bit nicer. So if I go into my in-game and go to my audio properties, I could also go through this. You can see that I have my casters' audio devices set so they don't go to track 1. I do this for simplicity, that they don't go to track 1, and then in settings for output, you see I'm sending stream audio to track 2 as well as the VOD to track 2. If you want, you can send the VOD to track 3. It's whatever you prefer. And you can do it that way because that way you don't need to change the setting within Clipmaster. Right-clicking changes the audio track it sets to. Left-clicking just mutes the sound. So you can also choose to just mute the sound if you don't want to mess with audio tracks, but you can either turn off one of the audio tracks and move Clipmaster onto your muted audio tracks. I choose to turn off audio on track 1 for whatever I don't want caught in a replay. And then just stream to track 2. Or you can go ahead and just mute it, whatever is simplest for you. Either way, that's how I found working with replays for live stream productions with OBS and Clipmasters is most functional, and it's honestly pretty easy to do entirely on your own.